Alright guys, so for this chapter we're going to be working on asymmetry and breakup. So let's begin by selecting this area and creating a sketch. And we're going to put this text here. So let's go down to the create drop down and select text. Let's select this surface. Now for the text, let's write made in Fusion 360. Or you can put whatever you want, but this is just what I'm using. And I'm going to change it to 0.28 for the height. And I'll just slide this over to better match the reference. And once satisfied, let's hit OK. Now let's press pull the text so we can create this extrusion so it looks like it's embedded. Now we're going to set the operation to join so the text inherits the body's material color. Now back in the right view, let's create a sketch on the 2D plane. Now let's use our 2-point rectangle to follow this reference cutout here. And let's also adjust these lines to better match the reference. Once satisfied, let's left click and hold to select the profile, and we're going to press pull this outwards to boolean out this shape. So ensure the operation is set to cut and then hit OK. Now let's turn off this gauge body so we can better see this surface. Now select the surface and let's create a sketch. And this is where the offset comes in handy, so you don't have to redraw this whole thing. So you can hit the modify drop down and select offset, or you could just choose the icon. Now let's select the edge we want to offset. Let's adjust this to be a little smaller. About here should be, now let's bring it in a bit further. All right, this looks good right about here. So now let's hit OK. Now we can select the surface and we can press pull this outwards. And let's just make it where it's inside this border. So here should be fine. Now let's hit OK. Now let's rotate back around and select this surface and let's create another sketch. And we're just going to offset this as well. So select the border, let's offset this to be smaller than the original, and let's just press pull this surface. And we're going to create a cut that goes through the other end. So this should be fine. Let's hit OK. And these are the extra details that make this look so official, guys. So let's hit A and let's just add a material to this new created body. Let's just drag and drop. And let's toggle back on that gauge. Now let's right click on the layer and select move. And let's just move this in towards the body a bit more to work on the offset. And these are the details that actually count in the end. Once satisfied, let's just hit OK. Now let's return back to the right view and let's work on this rectangular detail here. So let's create a sketch on the 2D plane. Now let's use the rectangular tool here and we're going to fill it off these edges. Now we can left click and hold to press pull this shape. Now let's extrude this out past the actual body. Let's set it to new body. Now go to modify, split body, and we're going to split this new body by this rounded surface. Now let's go to the layer and let's just remove that excess area. Now let's right click on that body and let's just move this outwards a bit, and we're gonna split this body as well. So let's go back to modify, split body, and let's choose this body and let's choose this rounded surface to split it again. But this time we're going to remove the inside body. Now we can reposition this body to bring it inside to where it intersects a bit. Now hit OK once satisfied. Now we're going to boolean this shape from the cylindrical area by combining it. Set it to cut, and let's hit OK. Now let's rotate back around to the right view and let's create a sketch on the 2D background because we can't create a sketch here because it's a rounded surface. So let's select the background. Now I'm going to use the create drop down and select slot. I'm going to use the center to center slot. To use this, just click once and slide it down. We'll click a second time and we'll just move it a third time and click. And that gives us the slot. Now we want to go to create and we want to duplicate this 4 times. So we can just drag this down and let's change the quantity to 4. Now let's left click and select all 4 of these bodies, or the profiles, I'm sorry. Let's press pull these outwards. And how we did the rectangle, we're going to do the same thing with these slots. So we're just going to split it by the surface. So let's go to modify, split body. Let's turn off this reference. Go to modify, split body, and let's select all four of these bodies. And for the splitting tool, we're going to select this surface inside this cut. And now we're going to remove all four of these bodies that we don't need anymore. Now we're going to select the four bodies and we're going to move them outwards. And we're going to create another slice through the body. So let's go to modify, split body once more. And let's split all four of these bodies by the inner surface. And like we did before, we're going to select the internal four pieces and we're going to remove those. Remember to remove, do not delete, because it might mess up your history. Now let's reposition all four of these slots to where they intersect with the body. So about here should be fine. And once satisfied, just hit OK. And let's combine these with the main body. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Let me select this. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now ensure it's on cut. Now we can just fill it off these edges to round them off so it doesn't look so sharp. Let's just bring this in. That looks good. Let's hit OK. We can now hit the hotkey A to bring up the appearance menu so we can drag and drop a black material to these surfaces. So let's grab this paint. Let's just drag and drop. And also guys, you can shift select multiple areas to apply it so you don't have to do them separately. Now you can just drag the paint material and there you go. And before we take off, I also want to fillet this rectangular border because like we said earlier, nothing in real life is 100% sharp. So let's just fillet that and hit OK. And also I'll fillet these edges as well. Might as well.